Hey Kaiju fans, so this is the third video in a series of three. I did individual reviews of each of these figures before. This is the X Plus Rodan and as well as the Godzilla, and they both came from the movie Invasion of the Astro Monster, which came out in 1965. And I'll go ahead and we'll take a look at these. Alright, so now that we kind of have them side by side, one thing I do like about the figures as you look at them is number one, they are to scale with one another. So you can see kind of Godzilla is more of in a crouch position and Rodan is more of an sort of an upright position. But if you were to stand them both up hypothetically, then they would essentially be the same height. I think one thing that is kind of cool is that Rodan's actually pretty huge here. And again, in terms of scale, I always had assumed Rodan was kind of smaller compared to Godzilla, but if you even just look at these figures, you can really see how big Rodan is, and arguably they're about the same weight. And sometimes in the movies it's a little bit deceiving because you feel like, you know, Rodan's kind of the smaller of the two. Another thing I do like about these figures is the fact that they are very different in terms of what they were designed as a base, as a form of source material. I believe the Godzilla was based off of Megalodon, which is more of a carnivorous dinosaur. As a base, as a form of source material, I believe certainly walking on two legs, not necessarily flying around, obviously. And then Rodan is based upon a pteranodon. So I think, you know, as you look at the Godzilla universe creatures with so many variability in terms of what they could draw upon from a design perspective, you really get sort of the characteristics of the creature. And I think this is a very nice contrast because obviously it would be sort of boring to have a bunch of two-legged kaiju running around when in fact you could really sort of change it up by leveraging resource material for flying dinosaurs, which I think was a great design choice. And just in terms of the sculpts themselves, one thing is very clear that both these guys have very different fighting styles. Obviously Godzilla, if you were to watch any of his films, particularly in the 60s, he's very much a confrontational, almost like wrestler type. So he is willing to come up to you and just start punching you in the face or grabbing Ghidorah's one of his heads, or grabbing onto his tail. He's just very much into contact, and then in addition to that, obviously he has the atomic breath, which it's a very different fighting style than Rodan. Now if we look at more of Rodan's fighting style, if you've seen any of the movies, I would not say he's a direct confrontationalist. I think he's more kind of like a support kaiju in that he will fly above the foe. He will fly into the Ghidorah, as an example, and knock him over. He'll use his supersonic speed to kind of conquer his enemies, and certainly he can stand on the ground and pump his wings, and that all that air and debris that is emanated from those wings can really damage the opposing creature. So yeah, very different fighting styles, and I think these both guys, in terms of like fighting within the movie, they're on full display, and I think it's always great once they get close to King Ghidorah, they really kick his butt. So I think it's a lot of fun if you want to go ahead and check out that movie. Yeah, so I mean, I think ultimately I would highly recommend any Godzilla fan, particularly who enjoy X Plus, should go ahead and grab some of these figures. They did come as part of a set, as I already mentioned, so you're kind of getting a 2-for-1, and that's great because some of these X Plus figures can get expensive, but in this case here, if you can get your hands on a set, then you can get two really cool figures from a single movie, and I think that's wonderful. So yeah, that's kind of the conclusion of the three-part series, if you will. I hope you guys enjoyed this one as well as the other two videos. If you did, please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. And please head on over to KaijuKingdomCollectibles.com. We have all kinds of other cool kaiju products for you to take a look at. So yeah, until next time, take care.